So, continuing to our Linux lectures, today we'll be starting with a very new concept of this course on Linux. That is how we can partition a disk in a Linux. What is the Linux file system all about? What is the difference between Windows and Linux partitions? In Windows, we usually see C drive, D drive, E drive, but in Linux, the names are different. They are known as like SDA, SDA1, SDA2, and everything is in the form of a directory. It is a tree like a structure. All the devices, all the external or internal devices of Linux is stored in a folder in a directory by the name of DEV. That stands for devices. Linux has got different file systems like ext, that is an extended file system, swap, which is used for memory management, for paging, journal file system, that is JFS. So there are different file systems in a Linux as compared with a Windows operating system. In the video today, we'll see that what are the commands which we can use to create different partitions in a Linux file system, in a Linux drive. To create a partition, what is to be remembered is that whether we are having a free space or not. If the system is having a free space, then only the partitions can be created and they can be mounted to a drive. So let's see more of the commands to partition, to run, and to see the disk structure of the Linux. So let us open the Linux terminal over here. We have connected virtually with a Linux terminal, telnet from our lab. So I've opened it. The first command which tells us about the various partitions, the various devices, the various disks in our system is fdisk minus L. That is, we are listing the devices connected to the system. So fdisk minus L, I'll run this and it will tell about different things. So a user does not have a permission. So let me log in as a administrator, as a root. So when I log in as a root, it will give me the permission to run this fdisk. I'm very bad in passwords, so let me type little slowly. And yes, so now I have logged in as a root. Now I've got all the permissions, so I run this fdisk command. After running this fdisk command, it gives me that what are the different partitions which are there. One is by the name of SDA, that is the main partition, and this SDA is further divided into SDA1, SDA2, and SDA3. We have also added an extended device for external storage, SDB. The reason being so that we can create the partition and all. So this device have been added, that is SDB. Now, after running this fdisk command was run to tell us what are different hard disks which are attached to our machine, what are different partitions which are attached to our machine. So one is SDA, which is having three partitions: SDA1, SDA2, and SDA3, and another storage, that is SDB. And this storage is divided in two partitions, SDB1 and SDB2. It gives the information that what is the starting sector, what is the starting cylinder. It is having 10 cylinders starting from 1 till 11. Similarly, SDB2 is also having 10 cylinders starting from 12 till 22. These are the number of blocks it is represented. This ID tells about the file system. The file system is Linux file system. 83 denotes Linux file system. This is the octal code for the file system, though it is also written over here that it is a Linux file system used by Linux. So this information we get by fdisk command. There is another command, that is df minus h, which gives more information about these partitions and the storage. So when we run this df minus h, we come to know that these are the two storage, SDA1 and SDA2. which is there and how much is being used, how much is available, and where they are mounted. And where they are mounted. SDB is not shown over here because SDB has not been mounted somewhere up till now. We have added SDB, but it has not been mounted, therefore it is not shown over here. So now we will see that how we can create a partition. So to create a partition, the first command is to run fdisk -l so that we can come to know the name of the storage. And we have seen that there is a storage SDA1 and there is another storage that is SDB. So we will be creating the partitions in SDB because SDA is not having any free space and it is a virtual machine. It will not allow anything to be added into SDA1. So let's start by adding the partitions. So the command, the utility to add the partitions is fdisk again. Then we give the name or the path of the partition where we wish to add the storage. So the storage is SDB. So let's open this storage by using the utility fdisk. So it has opened and it says that command M for help. Now there are different options when this utility has started, that is fdisk. We'll be using these help commands, these options to create new partitions. What are the different options available? Let's type M over here and see the different partitions. See, there are different options which are available: A, B, C, D, M. We'll be using some of them. One which we'll be using is N, which is to add a new partition. P, to print the partition table. So if I print the partition table up over here, we will come to know that these are the two partitions which have been created before. One is SDB1 and second is SDB2. One is starting from cylinder 1 and second is starting from cylinder 2. And we can delete them by typing the command D. If I give D, it will delete the partitions. It is asking that which partition number you want to delete. So I say I want to delete partition number 1 and it will delete the partition number 1. If I again print the partition table, now it says me there is only one, that is SDB2. This is how we can delete the partition which has been already created. Now we will see how we can create the partition, that is our task for today. So to create the partition, the command which is there is N. By giving n, we can create a partition. It asks that what type of partition you want to create. We give P, the primary partition. Then it says what is the partition number 1 to 4. We say first partition. Then it says the default cylinders. First cylinder default 1. We'll be creating from first cylinder default 1. Then it says the last cylinder value. It we can says that the last cylinder you can have from 1 till 11. Why it is giving the value 1 till 11? Because from 12 another partition has been created, so we can have cylinders up till 11 only. So we will create 10 cylinders, so it will end up to 11. Plus 10 is the way we can give the number of cylinders. There are other option also, like we can give number of kilobytes, number of megabytes by writing kmg along with the number, but we'll use cylinders. So it gives last cylinders. Then it has created this. If I print now the partition table, you see we deleted and now we have again created this SDB1, which is having 10 cylinders 1 till 11. This is the way we create. But whatever we have created, now what is the file system is? What is the file system is? 83, that is Linux. If I wish to change the file system, I can even change the file system by using the command T over here. So let's use this command T. It is asking that for which partition number you wish to change. I'll say 1. Then it says hexadecimal code, that which type of partition file system you want, write the code for it. That is a hexadecimal code. So to list all the codes, we can type capital L over here, and it will list all the codes. It lists all the codes for different file system. It lists all the codes for different file system. For example, 83 was the file system for Linux. Let's change it to FAT32 for Windows 95. So for changing it to FAT32 for Windows 95, we have to give the hexadecimal code, that is B. So I give the hexadecimal code B, the file system will be changed. It changes it to B. Now if it is changed, let's check it. Let's check whether the file system has changed or not. So we type P to print the file system, to print the partition table, and we find that the file system has been changed. Now, whatever we have done up till now, we have created the partitions in the storage in the disk, but we have not written it into the disk. We have entered into the fdisk utility, we have created a partition, we have changed the file system, we have also seen how we can delete the partition, but all these changes have not been written into the disk. So to write these changes into the disk, the command which is there is w. It will write and quit from fdisk utility. So I type w over here, it writes and we quit from fdisk utility. It says that it has been, partitions have been created. Now if I clear the screen, the screen has been cleared, partitions have been created. If I run fdisk minus l, what does it shows to us? Let's see this thing. It shows to us that SDB1 and SDB2. SDB2 was created before. We have created SDB1 now, and it is of type FAT32. We have changed the file system of this SDB1. We have changed the file system of this SDB1. So this is how we create a partition. If I check this thing with mounting df minus h, does not show me somewhere SDB1 or SDB2. Reason being because we have not mounted it, because we have not mounted it. So we can also mount it, these things, but before mounting and all these things, what is required? Let's do that thing. So let us clear the screen. Now we have created a partition, and we have seen that these two partitions have been created. One is SDB1 and second is SDB2. But our hardware cannot interact with the kernel, so we have to tell the kernel that whatever partitions we have created or whatever partitions we have deleted. So a command is there which tells the kernel that there are certain changes in the partition, and the command is known as part probe. When we run this command, it says that as a result it may not reflect until after reboot. Sometimes it gives this warning, but means reboot is required, but it is actually, it is not required. So we will ignore this warning, and partitions have been added and it has been written into the partition table. Now, after doing this thing, we can format the partitions and we can also mount those partitions. But how to mount and how to format, we'll be seeing in the next video.